money. Come in.
Yeah, that's the social media video championing the I-5 bridge project pushed out by outgoing U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg just last week.
Well, now there is a new administration in D.C., of course, and that raises a lot of questions about if the project will see the kind of support it did the past few years. Todd Unger is here now revealing some of those new concerns, Todd.
Yeah, Liz, Jeff, we've been looking into this for weeks, and to be honest, some people aren't talking much. Between earthquake concerns and bumper-to-bumper backups, everyone knows something needs to be done when it comes to the bridge, but there is a lot of money on the line here, and for once, critics and supporters are asking the same question: what happens now?
It is a stretch of interstate pivotal to the Pacific Northwest. 3,500 feet from one end to the other and more than 175 feet high when fully lifted. Yes, the I-5 bridge is an Oregon and Washington connection that's more critical than ever.
Something needs to be done. Can we agree on that?
Absolutely.
But depending on who you ask, its future is up in the air.
A $7.5 billion project that's going to replace a 3-lane bridge with another 3-through-lane bridge. And so to me, that doesn't deliver value for the average citizen.
Newly elected Southwest Washington State Rep John Lee has a lot of thoughts about the current I-5 bridge replacement program.
This is where the DOTs or the governors ought to say, whoa, time out. Are we being well served by this project going forward?
Concerns over design proposals, congestion, light rail being a major part of the revamp, and not enough exploration when it comes to a possible tunnel. But as we push into a new year and a new administration in Washington, D.C., perhaps one question looms largest.
Clearly there is a change due to the federal election, and so it remains to be seen how the Trump administration will respond and look at that.
Cost. The project is officially projected to be at least $6 billion. About $1 billion is secured from Washington State. Another $1 billion is promised but not fully funded from Oregon. Future tolls, historically unpopular, are supposed to eventually cover at least another $1 billion. And then there are those coveted federal dollars, which in this case, hopefully, would cover about $3 billion, although only $2 billion is set aside right now. Regardless, that's where things get uncertain.
In the past, he hasn't been very kind to states that didn't go his way.
UP economics guru Dr. Bahram Adranji says getting any additional federal money under the Trump White House, especially if costs spike, won't be easy.
That's going to run into issues, at least under this administration. Right now, we're saying somewhere between 6 and 7 billion. I'm not sure what that's going to be a year or two from now, so these are kind of there is a time constraint on this.
Project advocates set a goal of shovels in the ground by the end of this year or early 2026.
Are you concerned, though, about support from the Trump administration?
I am, and the package has got to be a balanced one.
U.S. Senator Ron Wyden says ensuring those federal dollars actually funnel to the project is critical. But even he admits a growing price tag is going to be a growing problem.
When you're starting to talk about it inching towards $7 billion, that's even by D.C. standards, that's real money.
I mentioned the I-5 bridge when we spoke.
Earlier this month, Washington U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell pressed Trump's transportation nominee, Sean Duffy, on if he'll support projects like the bridge replacement. He said yes. Exactly how that plays out when a final price tag and final project design are revealed remains to be seen.
And we did reach out to the White House repeatedly this week for further details. No response. The DOT effectively telling us, though, they are looking into it. As for the IBR program itself, no one wanted to interview. They did provide a statement saying in part, quote, the IBR program appreciates the support we've received across all levels of leadership in both states and our federal partners. That support has culminated in many successes over the past 5 years. We look forward to conversations with federal, state, and local elected leaders about how we can continue to work together to deliver a safer and more reliable multimodal replacement bridge and corridor. So obviously a lot to play out here, and there is a lot of bipartisan support to do something. We all know we have to do something. I think a lot of questions are going to come down to later this year when we get a final look at that final design, final price tag, And then when people in DC start crunching numbers and saying how much more money, if any, are we going to offer?
Yeah.
And we didn't really even talk about tolling, which is hugely controversial. So if tolling doesn't end up being a component of the final price tag, then you're another $1 billion short. Just a lot of questions here.
You and I talked about the history of that bridge. There
right.
was tolling on that bridge until 1928. Then they reinstituted it again in 1960, and it stopped in 1967.
Right.
And so tolling will most likely be part in how they're going to pay for this. But you mentioned it. This project sticks out like a sore thumb around all the other projects in the country because of the expense that it's going to cost.
Yeah, it does. So we'll see what happens, basically.
Yeah.